Anxiety. Whew, that is a tough one. And I don't think I've met a single person that hasn't experienced anxiety in their life. And anxiety does not feel good. It makes us feel really negative. You get super sweaty, your face turns red, you start blushing, you start shaking a bit, your voice gets shaky, you start feeling like your heart is racing and dropping. Right? It's just so uncomfortable, and we want to escape it. Now the problem is that most people have no idea how to actually handle anxiety. And a lot of people go to their therapist to work on their anxiety. But a lot of therapy really just proliferates that anxiety. And so what I want to do here today in the video that you're about to watch over the next 10 or so minutes is help you understand and understand your anxiety on a new level so that you can actually handle it, so that you can actually let it go and step into your power, step into your confidence. Okay? This is really the journey that I've gone on in my life. I struggled with social anxiety for the vast majority of my life up until around the time that I graduated college, constantly worried about what other people were thinking of me, constantly feeling like I was not good enough, getting really anxious in social situations, and struggling just in so many different areas, feeling anxious, not just in social situations, but anxiety about the future and what I'm going to do and at work and in all these different areas. And I'm sure that if you're watching this, you relate, you experience a lot of anxiety. Now, the first thing that you have to understand about anxiety is it's not something you have, okay? Most people claim anxiety. They want to own it. They say, I have anxiety, or I was diagnosed with anxiety. And oftentimes that's what you're going to get when you go to a therapist. They're going to say, you have anxiety. And then you're going to claim, I have anxiety. And maybe then they're also going to medicate you for this anxiety because you have it. And then now we're trying to medicate to get rid of it. Whole topic in and of itself. But you have to understand first that you do not have anxiety. Don't own that label. Don't claim anxiety as yours, like I have water or I have a phone. Why would you claim the thing that you don't want? You don't want anxiety, right? So stop claiming it. Stop owning it. Because if you own it, what's going to happen is your brain is going to continue to reinforce that. It's a belief about yourself. I am an anxious person. So your brain's going to say, yeah, okay, I'm an anxious person. It's going to find more ways to be an anxious person. So first thing that we're going to do with this anxiety is stop owning it, okay? Rather than I am an anxious person, it's now I experience anxious moments. I'm not the anxious person. I am a person that experiences anxious moments. Now we've stopped owning it. Now we stepped back at least a little bit into our power. I am a person that experiences anxious moments. And as we do this, we give our brain permission to stop needing to look for the opportunity to be anxious everywhere. And then when we feel an anxious feeling or think an anxious thought, we don't have to claim it and own it. Okay? So first, begin to re-identify yourself as someone that experiences anxious feelings, experiences anxious thoughts, and is not just an anxious person. This alone, if you don't do the rest of what I'm about to share with you, will make a positive impact on your experience of anxiety. Okay, now the next thing that we're going to do with this anxiety, with these experiences of these feelings and thoughts, is we have to stop wanting to get rid of them. And I know I just said, right, we all want to get rid of our anxiety, so why are we claiming it? Now the next step is stop wanting to get rid of it. Because it is you wanting to get rid of it that keeps it around. You are resisting an experience. There's an experience. Your body is feeling something and you're thinking certain thoughts. And so because they're uncomfortable, they're negative thoughts. Or because they're uncomfortable, they're negative feelings. There's fear, there's sadness, there's guilt. Primarily anxiety is you're gonna feel fear, you're gonna feel scared. You want to not feel that because it's uncomfortable. And so you then say, I want to not feel this. I want to conquer my anxiety. I want to get rid of my anxiety. I want to overcome my anxiety. But all of that is backwards. You are now resisting something that your body is saying, hey, I want to be felt. I want to be experienced. You're saying, no, bad. And so imagine like you had a little kid walk in the room and this kid was sad and wanted you just to be with it. Or let's say rather than sad, for the sake of example here with anxiety, imagine this kid was terrified. And this kid was terrified and you came up and you said, get away from me. Like, I don't want you near me. Go off in that corner. I don't even want to see you. I don't want to feel you. I don't want to be with you. You're killing my vibe. What would that kid feel? Even worse. That kid would feel rejected. That kid would feel hurt. And that kid would feel even more scared. They'd go off into that corner and they'd be terrified. Imagine your anxious feelings like that. Or not even that, right? Your anxious feelings. It's not even that. See how easy our words are to skew this? They're not your anxious feelings. Imagine the anxious feelings you experience just like that kid. And when that fear comes up, you say, no, bad, I want you gone, get rid of you, why are you here? Reframe, and you try to like reframe it into positivity. It's like, no, that kid is coming to you because that kid is scared and that kid wants to be seen in that fear. The kid just wants love. The kid just wants acceptance. The kid doesn't want you to say no, get rid of it, or conquer your fear. The kid just wants you to give him a hug and say, hey, you're okay. This is okay. Fear is normal. And so when we're experiencing these anxious feelings, rather than rejecting them and wanting to get rid of them, if you can find the courage to say, I feel an anxious feeling. I'm experiencing an anxious thought. This is okay. I'm going to feel this. I'm going to allow this to be there. You give that anxious feeling permission now. It's been seen. It's been felt. It's been heard. And in that, you'll actually notice that that's when that relief comes. That's when those feelings begin to fade away. But if we're doing this, if we're trying to accept it in order to get rid of it, we're not actually accepting it. It's about accepting these feelings unconditionally. And I get this. This is not easy necessarily. It's easier said than done. It's a practice though. And if you can explore, like, what's it like just to feel it? Rather than feeling it to get rid of it, just to feel it. Like, there's anxious feelings inside right now that are being experienced. I'm just going to feel them, not try to change them, not try to reframe them, not try to get rid of them. I'm just going to feel them and just breathe. When you practice this, you'll notice that this actually helps release those things. And you're getting more comfortable in that uncomfort or discomfort. Okay, so we're going to keep it super simple on these two things. Number one is stop claiming the anxious feelings. Stop saying I am an anxious person or I have anxiety. And start saying I experience anxious moments. I experience anxious thoughts. And then number two is when you experience these things, stop trying to conquer them so much. Stop trying to get rid of them. Stop trying to resist them. Allow yourself the grace of being with them and giving these feelings love, acknowledging these feelings for them just being there and saying, fear, you're okay. Fear. Ooh, fear is really uncomfortable. Ooh, that's spooky. I don't like that. I'm just feeling it. It's like, okay, it can be there. You don't have to like it. You don't have to say, wow, fear, this is amazing. It's like, no, it's uncomfortable. But feel the discomfort and don't try to change it. Like, this is uncomfortable. My body's tight. My body's contracted. This is really difficult. This hurts. And just allowing yourself that space to feel those things, that is now allowing these feelings permission to be released. I promise you that if you begin to practice these and implement them in your life and you struggle with feeling anxious moments every once in a while or super often, this will make a huge difference in your life and help you be able to ignite your power within, step into more confidence and authentic expression. And that's what I'm all about. So if this video resonated for you and you did get some value from this, like this video to let me know that you enjoyed it, and subscribe to the channel to get more videos just like this that are focused on helping you see and ignite your inner light.